Hello, this is Nate Tucker, Functional Consultant with goVirtualOffice, and welcome to today's Fast 5. In this edition, I'll be taking you through the creation of budgets in NetSuite. Budgets can be as simple as income versus anything as complex as customer, item, department, class, and location combinations that you can think of. So with that being said, buckle in. Let's go ahead and get started on creation of budgets in NetSuite in under 5 minutes. So the first step is to find them. To find your budgets, you can either go up here and just type in the word budgets, and it'll give you a couple different either page hits, so page right up here. So right here is where you can import them, create budgets, go to the straight budgets page. Additionally, if you have a navigation shortcut group, right in here is my create budgets. Otherwise, through the navigation, it's under lists. Right up here is set up budgets. So right in here, this is where we can go to see our budgets. Currently, you see when I pulled in here, it pulled up my subsidiary, my year, current this year, and notice this is where I have the ability to assign customer, item, class, department, and location. Additionally, I can control what accounts I want to see down in my list below. Currently, I'm looking at income and expenses. I could look at just the income accounts. I could look at just the expenses, so that way I can go ahead and set them. So if I want to create a new one for fiscal year 2025, I can come right in here, and now we have a nice blank slate. I'm going to point out these two buttons here, distribute and fill. What these give you the ability to do is you can fill out these values sideways. So I can go, you know what, I want to do 15 million right here in my cost. I'm in my expenses. Let's go back to income and expenses. And what I'm going to do is for my revenue, I want to do 15 million in revenue. With that being stated, now what I can do is come over here, click this button here, and what I can do is hit distribute. And what that will do is it's going to split that 15 million out evenly across each month. Additionally, if I wanted 1.5 million, I can now use the fill, and what fill will do is just fill those values to the right. So that's how you can use distribute and fill in all the values that you need down here. Additionally, what you have the ability to do is under financials, lists, in here under setup budgets, this is where you have the ability to import budgets. So I'm going to go ahead and go there. This is one of the few places for an import that it's actually going to give you a file template. And that template's going to look like this. And I have one pulled out right here. So notice that you need a year, you're going to need the account number, and then you're going to need the amounts as well as a subsidiary. I went ahead and created an example for us. So right in here, notice that these pieces have to match how it's going to look in NetSuite. So the year for my budget is FY for fiscal year. Additionally, the accounts in here are the account names, not the numbers. I need to call up my entire subsidiary, so that's set there. And then over here are the amounts I want in each one of my periods. And notice that I can use different amounts as I'm anticipating larger amounts of dollars towards the end of the year. So I've got my template created. Now what I can do here is I can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and select that file. So here's my budget template example. And now I'm going to go down here, hit next. And we're brought into the mapping page. If you did this correctly, you shouldn't have to adjust anything at all. And again, as long as you're doing that year correctly in the subsidiary, those are the two places I'd say that most people will run into issues. But now all you need to do is hit run, and it's going to go ahead and create that import for us. So currently it is in the processing status. What I can do now is go ahead and hit refresh. And now we see that 3 of 3 records were imported successfully. So now what I can do is that if I can go into my lists, go under budgets, go into my list, and now I can look at my fiscal year 2025. So right here, this is what we imported. So these were those 3 values that we imported in. So that's how I was able to do it through an import. Last but not least, you also have the ability under financial lists to go ahead and use what's known as copy budgets. This is where you have the ability to take either from a budget year or actual. So I could take actuals from fiscal year 2024 and put them to budget 2025. Additionally, I can keep my customer detail, all of those pieces. What types of accounts do I want it on? And do I want to modify it by 10%? And I could go ahead and hit save. And that's all you need to know for managing budgets in NetSuite in under 5 minutes. If you're interested in learning more about NetSuite and how GoVirtual can assist with your ERP implementation, feel free to visit our goVirtualOffice.com. Otherwise, feel free to call us at 888-773-2123. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.